Well, that did not go as expected. Is there trouble ahead? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Good afternoon and welcome to my review of Liverpool 1, Crystal Palace 1. And this season we're still looking for our first win, but we'll get it. We'll get into it because we've got a few things to discuss. So let's start off with the team lineup. So sorry about again. Let me say sorry about the delay in getting the review out. A few things have been happening personally that I had to take my time. I wasn't able to do it on yesterday, but we're here now. But anyway, starting lineup was Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Nat Phillips, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Sorry about that. And then in the midfield we had not Henderson. Henderson didn't start. We had Fabinho, Milner, and Elliott. And up front we had Diaz, Nunez, and Salah. And I was happy with the way we started. The first 10, 15 minutes were on their neck, we're going at them, we're trying to get the goal. It was just unfortunate that every time the final pass was being made or we took a shot on goal, it was either deflected or, I mean, Nunes had a chance, it kind of mishit it. I think the defender got a hold of it, and it kind of just hit the post, came out, wouldn't fall to Salah, wouldn't fall to a Liverpool player. And for about 15, 20 minutes, we were literally knocking on Palace's door. I see you there, Elias. I'm gonna put you. Put the comment up in a minute. Also, as well, if you want to come on, I have put the link to come on in the chat. So if you do want to come on, put that in your thing and let me know. But yeah, it'd be good to have a conversation with you. But yeah, we started well. It was disappointing because with Palace, they'd specifically set up so that I think it was a 5-3-2 kind of formation that they had, and their role was to sit back, take up the pressure, and then hit us on a break. And after about half an hour, that's what they did. Excuse me, Eze, who I've got him off FPL, that's one silver lining. Got past Fabinho, played a through ball to Zaha, who was on the shoulder of Nat Phillips, and we all know Nat Phillips is a good defender, but being fast is not one of them. So he was able to evade Phillips and slot it in the bottom corner. And I believe that was probably Crystal Palace's first attack. And it was just a case of, that continues a run of us conceding a goal, the first goal in the last, I think, 6 or 7 games. And it's. But in this particular game, I was not obviously annoyed that they scored, but it was like, look, it's not a case of, how can I put it, that we were outplayed and they scored. It was just literally hit us on the break and took their chance. And I can't even, okay, Nat Phillips, we know is not the fastest guy, but Gomez wasn't able to play because he had the knock in training, so they didn't want to take a risk. And considering the amount of injuries that we have, I don't blame Klopp for not starting Gomez. So the reason we're 1-0 down, and we haven't played badly at all. Like I said, it was literally, we hadn't taken our chances when they'd come. Nunez had a chance. Salah had a chance. Kind of fluffed their lines. Trent Alexander also tried to take a few shots. Now, with him, I was saying to them, don't take any shots. Try and get the ball in because Nunez was there. Back post had the chance where he missed it. But his crossing wasn't that bad. It was on point. Robbo, I don't know. Do we need to have a discussion about Robbo? Because I'm finding that he doesn't seem to be at the levels that we've expected of him. And I know we said only the beginning of the season, but at the same time, we can't afford to give the teams ahead of us too much of a head start. Now, luckily for us, it's only 2 games into the season, so it's still relatively early. And I know other teams would drop points around us, but I was hoping that we would start off like a house on fire. But like I said, the injuries that we've had so far, it's ridiculous. So we've got Ramsey injured, Simicast is back, but we've got Jota out, Firmino out. Who else? Jones, Ox. I know Naby was back on the bench, but that's like a couple of players in our midfield. Obviously, Jota and Firmino being out is a big message because, unfortunately, and we'll get into it later, Nunes got sent off. So now we're gonna have to do the whole false nine thing for real. And who's gonna come in? Carvalho. That's gonna be an interesting thing. But I'll go back to the game because I'm going all over the place a little bit. But let me get back to the game. So at halftime, we're 1-0 down, and like I said earlier, I wasn't disappointed with the performance. With the Fulham performance, we would deserve to be 1-0 down. But here, again, the ball just didn't fall for us, and we weren't able to take our chances when they came. So second half starts. Just also, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Trying to get the subscribers up to 1,000 before the end of Christmas. So if you could do that for me, I would be extremely grateful. But we get into the second half, and Anderson and Nunes have been having their back and forth the whole game. I think Anderson is just trying to say welcome to the Prem, kind of just pressing his buttons. And it came to a head, I believe, in about 60 minutes, whereby Anderson pushes Nunes, and Nunes kind of barges him back. But as he barges him chest to chest, it looks like he headbutts him, and Anderson goes down. And I ain't really got a problem with what Anderson done. At the end of the day, the game is a game. You're going to try as much as you can to get an edge on the opponent, and that's what he did. Unfortunately, Nunes wasn't wise enough to stand up to that mental attack, and the referee saw it and sent him off. Now, for me, again, it's 1-0 down, 10 men. Luckily, we were at home. So I say luckily, but we were at home. And as soon as that happened, you saw the crowd, just the levels rise. And I think Liverpool, the players could hear that the crowd was behind them. We continued to press and harry on, but with the loss of Nunes, it just made it a little bit more difficult to break Crystal Palace down because they were resolute. And I'm trying to think if their goalkeeper had really any chances to save that much. First half, maybe a couple, but second half, from memory, he didn't really have that many. Sorry about that. It's been a long night. The little one's been keeping us up, but yeah, it'd been a quite an easy 60 minutes for the Crystal Palace goalkeeper, and normally that's not the case. But in this instance, it took a moment of brilliance from Luis Diaz to, I think he went past at least 3 players and then rifled a shot into the bottom, not into the bottom, to the right-hand corner of the pitch, of the goal, sorry. Great goal, absolute great goal. Contender of goal for goal of the month. Maybe goal of the season, and we'll have to see, but it's up there. And after that goal, we didn't really push on because Palace started to kind of do the time wasting thing, falling down over cramp, taking long to take throw-ins, taking long to take corner kicks, or not corner kicks, but free kicks, and which took the air out of the game and took the what do you call it? It took the momentum out of the game for Liverpool, and so it slowed the pace of the game down, and we were never able to get our second win in order to try and get that second goal. Now there's a few things that I'm gonna put in the ether, and I want your opinion on it, because people are already starting to get on Salah that we need more for him, and I'm of the same camp. Now, personally, we've given him, what was it, $350 a week. With that amount of money comes a lot of responsibility, And again, I don't feel like he showed up. Even with Nunes there, I don't feel like he made an impression on the game. In my opinion, I just felt like he was on the periphery too much. Now, other people might think differently, but we need more from Salah because obviously we've got United coming up, and after the beating that Brentford gave them, I'm not sure. I'm going to say it. I'm not sure that we beat them. I'll say it because our midfield is looking very pedestrian-like. Fabinho looks out of sorts. He's very much a side to side. I've got to give a shout out to Mons and Don Hassam and Tom Little. They did a show, I think it was yesterday, whereby Mons was saying, what type of goals do we score? It's either cross from Trent, worldies from Salah or Diaz at the moment, or maybe a lucky goal. There's not many goals that we score whereby there's a through ball by our midfielder to the front men and they go on to score. Like it's Klopp. I'm not getting on Klopp's back, but it's not looking. It's not looking as healthy as it did when we played the Charity Shield game. Charity Shield game, we looked like we had a plan and we wanted to play, but the last two games we've just been very. I don't know. Help me. What do you think, Elias? Are we missing something? I think we are missing a midfielder. That creative guy in midfield that can pull apart, make a pass, cut a defense open. I just feel like our midfield at the moment is very pedestrian, side to side, give it to the front three, then see what they can do. Or give it to one of the wingers, give it to Diaz. Diaz gives it to Robertson. Robertson tries to whip it in. Or Trent tries to whip it in. And it's just like, it's getting a bit mundane now. And I know, again, I'm going to preface what I'm saying with, we've only played 2 games and we haven't got our full squad. But then when I look at our full squad, who else is to come in our attacking line? Oxlade-Chamberlain or Curtis Jones. Both midfielders don't know who they are. Naby Keita, okay, he doesn't really seem to show the same kind of guile that he did when he was at RB Leipzig. So, Klopp, man, you've got a lot to do on the training field. It's going to be interesting to see how you go about things and what you do. I'm not concerned yet. I'll give it till about 10 games into the season. Once we're 10 games in, and we can make a proper assessment of what's what, on what we can do and how we've been and where do we think we need to make the improvements. Because from what we've been told, we're not going to be making any further signings. Now I know Jota's a miss, and Firmino, for me, he looks like he's lost a step. I know earlier in the transfer window, people say, "Oh, we can't sell Firmino. We can't sell Firmino." But if someone came in for a cheeky 25 mil or 30 mil, I wouldn't say no. I might even take it if I'm honest, because for me, he's not really offering much, and he hasn't really offered much in the last year and a bit anyway. But again, that's a conversation for another day. We'll go into that on the Friday night light show on this Friday. I'll be back doing that, I believe, from about 8:30, 9:30 on Friday. Haven't been able to do it for the past couple of weeks because I had a few things, family things I had to do, but I'm going to be back. So we're going to be upping the shows to at least 3 a week. Also as well, tomorrow, you're going to see me with the rest of the gang doing a preview for the weekend's games. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, before I end it, Palace did have a chance to win the game from a corner. I think it was two chances. Corner, Anderson back post, skied it, and again back post, Zaha. Now listen, I'm saying this again, and I'm not running any type of agenda, but Trent, can you please learn how to watch the back post? He keeps getting caught there, and I know this time it didn't cause them to score any other goals, but every time they keep scoring, it's always on your side. Always. I don't understand. I know he gets forward a lot, but it's getting frustrating now. It's getting frustrating now. People know, let's just attack Trent, and they'll get some joy out of us. And this is the frustrating part of it. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on Monday night against Man United at Old Trafford. But listen, let me just give you my team rating. So Alisson didn't really have much to do. I'll give him a 6. Trent 6. Nat Phillips 5. Gomez came on for him. Give him a 6. Van Dijk 6. Robbo 6. Simicast came on for him, aka Zeus. I'll give him a 6 as well. Who else? So midfield for Fabinho, I'll give him a 5. It just doesn't seem like he's on the pace. Milner, I'll give him a 6.5. Elliot 6.5. Everyone seems to rate this Harvey Elliott guy like, oh my God, he's his next coming talent now. He's not shit. I'm not going to say that. But at the same time, I don't see all the hype that people give. Like, I haven't seen him make a through ball like, oh my God, yeah. Or I don't see it. I don't see it. If I'm honest, I'd rather see Carvalho in that number 8 slot than rather than Elliott. But we'll see. That will come. He did come on later in the game. Elias. Not Elias, look at me. Carvalho, got Elias in the brain. Carvalho, I'll give him a 6.5. Diaz, I'll give him a 7.5. Nunes was lively, put himself about, had a chance. I'll give him a 7. Salah, 6.5. Yeah, we'll leave it as that. A very underwhelming draw against Palace, who we should be beating. But listen, this has been my review for Liverpool Palace. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you've agreed or disagreed with anything that I've said in this review, please leave a comment below. And I'll be back here tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. with the lads. We're on the Pool TV to preview the weekend's games. Take care, people, and I'm out. Oh, hold on 1 second. Got somebody who wants to add to the stream. Maybe not ending it. Hey, what's going on, Jordan? How is this literally about to end the stream? How are you? You okay?
Yeah, man, I'm good, bro. But me just disappointed. I feel like you, Darwin is the red card, but I was disappointed.
Yeah. What did you find disappointing?
The red card, bro. The headbutt, bro. I don't know why he really do that. I don't know why he do it. But
yeah, but I think that I've got you know what you've got. I think you've got to give it to Anderson because he was. If you watch, because I watched the game back yesterday, and throughout the game, he was just poking at him, just kept digging at him, and then I think that when he did that, I think that just that kind of just flipped a switch, which is bad because now we're not going to have him for 3 games. And I don't know, because he's got sent off. He gets a 3-game ban.
Oh yeah, Bournemouth next week. Yeah, Bournemouth after Man United. This Saturday. Yeah. Next Saturday.
Say again?
Yeah, Bournemouth Saturday coming, not this week, next week.
Yeah, Monday. He's out for that game. He's not playing against Man United. He can't. He's suspended.
And Bournemouth as well.
Who?
And Bournemouth.
Yeah. Bournemouth, I'm not too worried about, but the Man United game, I think we needed him because United are going to try and put the walls up and try to get a draw at a minimum. So it's going to be interesting to see. But the whole performance, I wasn't too disappointed. The second half, I was more disappointed with the second half than I was the first. The first half, it was just that the ball wasn't dropping to us. But the second half, I know obviously we had Nunes sent off, but we didn't really cause their goalkeeper any problems. Or do you remember anything?
No, we never test him
at all.
No, not at all. We don't test him.
And that's disappointing. And I know, listen, we're down to 10 men, but at the same time, we can't this is the reason why we didn't win the league last season, because we were getting stupid draws.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's to be honest with you, like like I said earlier in the review, I'm not really going to make a judgment till 10 games in. But as it stands at the moment, we're not playing. The team are not filling me with any confidence. I'm just being honest. Like the amount of games that we keep conceding first in. What is that? We've conceded first in the last 6 games we've played. So as soon as you start the game, you're starting on the back. I don't know. What do you reckon?
Well, the game against Fulham for us, we should have won that game, but Mitrovic, we have to give him credit. He's a good player, captain, got a brace in day one. We should never make Eze and get that opportunity to give Zaha to score, and Alice should have stopped that as well. So we'll have get that
you can't
credit. Yeah, Diaz with that stunner was very good. It reminds me of Salah against Chelsea.
Yeah. It's how are you feeling? Are you concerned?
I'm disappointed. We should never be in 40. We should have been in the top as well because Arsenal is just going on well. They have 2 from 2 wins, 6 points ahead of us, and we need to catch up there at Bournemouth this Saturday coming at Bournemouth on the road. They are traveling, so if they win this, they're gone clear.
People, easily. Jesus,
with Diaz,
they're in good form. They've started the season fast. The thing about us, it just seems that we haven't hit the ground running.
No. Everybody was talking about Mane because Mane is missing from the Prem and Salah is not really stepping up.
Listen, okay, I'm going to say something. I personally wouldn't give Salah that money. I wouldn't have given it to him. I wouldn't have. I don't think he's worth. I don't think he's worth that 350. I know he's been scoring the goals and stuff like that, but and he carried us. But I just there's something that's irking me that Mane left and he gave this guy this money. Like Mane is just as important as Salah, in my opinion.
Exactly.
But from what I heard, Mane wanted to leave anyway. But I'm just because for me, these 2 games, it feels like Salah's been marked out the game.
Exactly. Yeah, he have it in his mind that look, I'm one passing. He's thinking some Mane is there for him to give the ball to score, but he realizes Mane is not there for him to pass it to. Because him and Mane love to combine together and get the goals and back for us. Same that happened last season.
See, and this is the thing, without going into too much detail, who do you play up front for Man United, the Man United game?
Shatta is out injured. If he wasn't injured, I would put Shatta and Salah and Diaz.
Who?
Shatta or Salah, but Shatta is out injured. Probably Carvalho.
Okay, so Carvalho. Yeah, Carvalho. But then this is the thing, Carvalho is not gonna. Klopp has a lot to answer for, man, because the squad feels like it's been mismanaged. Well, what do you reckon? Because the midfield doesn't provide anything. They're just facilitators. For me, all they do is give it to the front 3 and then make them do. They don't contribute like, okay, let me get a goal or let me. Do you understand what I mean? They don't really. I don't know. The more and more I see Liverpool play, the more and more I'm like, this is going to be a long season. What do you reckon?
It is. It is a long season, but not a great start for we.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at championship team now, sitting in 14th.
I know. It don't look good. But like I said, I'm gonna hold off judgment until the 10th, until after we play 10 games. After we play 10 games, then I'm gonna say like, okay, right, where are we at? Because it's going to be a long season, and along with this World Cup stuff, it's going to be a difficult season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see. But look, I'm going to end the stream there. Thanks for coming on. We're going to be doing a show on Friday as well. Tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. on the ball, and on Friday under the lights at 9:30. So come and join me then if you want. All right, then, fella.
I'm coming.
All right, bro. You take care. Have a good day, people. Take care. You can catch me on the socials below, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Take care, people, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. Take care.